Welcome to Chatufa TV Productions. Chatufa TV Productions, connecting you to the world.
Merry Christmas to you, my fellow citizens all over the world. My champions are saluted during this festive season. We continue to pray that the Lord continues to keep you safe. Under pressure, Mnangagwa seems to be abandoning the Tshabangu project. The recent events of the High Court continue to signify a lot of dynamic shifts in Mnangagwa's ZANU PF's political moves. The Zimbabwean High Court has recently axed Songezo Tshabangu, calling him a fake Secretary General of the CCC who has no mandate in the party. The court ruled that the CCC is an independent party under the leadership of Nelson Chamisa. Songezo does not belong to the CCC, and the constitution he brought in court, which cited both MDC and CCC, is nullified and proves his ingenuineness. The court has ruled Songezo has no right to recall any elected members of the CCC again. He was asked to pay all legal costs after losing the case. There is a great deal of matrix in the Justice Chitapi's High Court ruling we have just seen. A lot of implications, some of which we shall seek to expound in this discussion. The first question to ask is, why now? The very court that allowed Songezo a lifeline that saw such devastating destruction to the opposition, today, all of a sudden, makes such a gruesome turn, leaving a lot to be desired. No one can convince me that at this juncture, the court sees a flaw in Songezo's argument and only realizes now that he brought fake documents into the court of law. Something that was in public outcry when the courts turned a blind eye and a deaf ear does not ring any bells of sense to me. It is also surprising why the courts did not then declare as illegal as they found Songezo all the recalls he had done in the past. Why would the actions of an illegal Secretary General continue to stand when the same court that sanctified him in the beginning has declared his person and action illegitimate and illegal? I see no reason why a new court challenge has to be instigated on Songezo when the same court and judge who enabled him previously has thrown him under the bus. The whole structure must automatically crumble once the foundation and carpet is pulled under Tshabangu's feet. So a lot is at stake here, and indeed there are many possibilities to put fingers on as we also analyze the political dynamics happening in our nation. Number one, the first possibility is that because of so much pressure from SADC and internationally, Mnangagwa seeks to dump Tshabangu at this stage. The refusal to crumble all Tshabangu recalls is because Mnangagwa knows that the 2/3 majority he intended for is already within arm's reach. So, no need for more moves that were already causing political tensions and judicial exposure internationally. Tensions with the military too was yet another tough one for Mnangagwa. His methodology to retain power through the Tshabangu strategy has never been favorable to the army. The military has seen Mnangagwa's debt and unconstitutional moves endangering the state and the nation, causing a serious rift between the Lacoste faction and the military. SADC pressure calling for a political settlement through negotiations and dialogue continues to impede Mnangagwa, especially his Tshabangu strategy. No wonder he may opt to axe the puppet. Tshabangu too has suffered a blow as his letter to SADC, claiming to be the de facto leader of the opposition to be involved in SADC discussions, has been totally rejected and castigated by the regional body, calling him not different from Mnangagwa. We see Tshabangu, the puppet, being left with an egg on the face as SADC shuts the door right in his face and tells him that his representation that he seeks in SADC meetings is already due because Mnangagwa is part and parcel of the discussion. The move could also be a ploy by Mnangagwa to cleanse the already tainted and tattered judicial system that has left the whole world in no doubt of state and judicial capture in Zimbabwe by Emmerson Mnangagwa. An undeniable fact is that the embattled Mnangagwa is under serious pressure and is slowly becoming pretty haphazard in his options. The more he attempts to firefight, the more loopholes he opens up, leaving him so vulnerable, compromised, and exposed. His recent fallout with the military, which saw him firing, demoting, and sending many military officers to a military tribunal, is evidence of a commander-in-chief who has lost control. Mnangagwa is so suspicious of the military that any moves, sensible or not happening within the military, he comes axe-wielding and pulling some acrobats, very unfounded and undesirable, worsening his already shaky presidency. Funny how those that did it to others are so afraid it could also be done to them. He who kills by the sword shall die by the sword. Those are not my words, remember. Come 2024, we shall enjoy watching the vicious cycle of political events in Zimbabwe. A lot is at stake for Mnangagwa. Most of his political options are slowly running out as his illegitimacy, the unconstitutional moves, wrestling with his power makers, and the war against the Zimbabwean electorate continue to take a toll on his presidency. How long will Emmerson Mnangagwa hold on? Vultures seem to be encircling above him in the air, while the realities of life reveal an ugly face against him. Mnangagwa must not forget that this world is like a mirror. If you smile at it, it will smile back to you. But when you frown and scowl at it, it will do the same again. Life is all seeding, and each man shall reap the fruit of his labor. Heaven is on its mission, and tell me when heaven has ever failed. The will of the God we serve shall be fulfilled, and Zimbabwe is not an exception. His plans are coming to pass right on our watch. The best is yet to come. The freedom of the Zimbabwean people and its sweet aroma has permeated the horizon, and victory is certain. Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF's days are numbered, and it is high time that Zedekiah puts his house in order, for indeed his days are numbered. He must prepare, for he shall soon die. God is in it, and God is working out his ways in the ways that he best understands. All that we need to do, citizens, is to trust the plans and the ways of the Lord, for he is delivering what exactly we have never seen or ever heard about our nation, Zimbabwe. The preparations and the plans of God for the nation are going to take us to years and years, forgetting totally all the pains that we have ever endured under this unprincipled and unorthodox, angry, bitter, vicious, draconian, as well as very brutal regime of ZANU-PF and its proxies. Zimbabwe is coming out, and coming out stronger. Zimbabwe is not small, but it is huge. It is great. A great nation is born as our eyes are watching. Just watch the space, for victory has come. God bless you, and God bless Zimbabwe.